I usually give my thoughts on games after I finish them, so I'll do the same thing here. So this was the second time that I played this game. I did play it around. I finished it. I I want to think that's not the time it came out, but I'm not sure. Said before, this is the game that actually taught me about like CPU related issues with games. I didn't know that prior. So when I played this the first time, I couldn't get this game to go above like 40 frames at all. It felt very bad. So I waited about 3 months for them to update it, and then luckily enough, after that, it whatever they did during those 3 months made it playable. So then I played it and finished it. I was more thorough this time around than I was my first playthrough. Played on the same difficulty, Jedi Master. I will say majority of the bosses feel pretty easy. Really, the final boss was the one that really gave us the most trouble, and I died like 4 or 5 times, if that. Most bosses I first tried, so I was kind of surprised by how easy I was able to go through them on the hardest difficulty. And it's not really like I remembered how to play either, and I wasn't really using many of the skills in the game either. And I don't think I was particularly playing well. I think I was playing pretty sluggish. But I was kind of surprised by how easy it felt. But I wouldn't really take that away from it. I think I still feel the same way with almost everything that I thought about the first time. Ultimately, I do think it's a good game. It's just held back by poor performance and a massive amount of bugs. I mean, it got so bad to the point that I would talk about bugs jokingly, and something would literally happen from anything. It's crazy. Like, one of the bugs wouldn't let me go down to the quit menu one day on yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It wouldn't even let me highlight the quit button so I could exit out of the game like this. I didn't even mean to exit out of the game like that on purpose, but I had the Alt F4 out of the game to even close the game because the game wouldn't let me go down in the menu, which was just weird. There was just all kinds of issues. Visual bugs, sound bugs, stuff just not working properly. I getting ping-ponged out of nowhere, like especially during the slide segments. I would get thrust out of nowhere, and it would mess up the whole slide thing, and I'd die, or I would do a jump over a gap and it wouldn't give it to me, even though I jump in the exact same spot. And then the fourth time I do it, it finally does it for some reason. It was just so like inconsistent, many different issues. It's everywhere. And that's just kind of sad to see because, like I said throughout the entire playthrough, it's a good game. That's the part that makes it suck the worst, is that it's a good game, right? Star Wars has had a rough patch of games that, especially by EA with the Battlefront games, that people were not really happy with how EA was handling them. And they finally get this, and it's a pretty good game. And it's just boggled by so many issues. It sucks to see. And it also sucks to see almost 5 years later, they haven't fixed almost any of them. Because a handful of these I had back when I played last time. It really sucks. Thankfully enough, it wasn't anything like for me that was like I have to stop playing. But I know for some people they probably wouldn't have they don't want to probably put up with it. So it kind of sucks to see that a good game is just kind of brought down a little bit by bugs. But in no way for me would I say this is unplayable for me. It sucks it's here. Yeah, but it's still enjoyable. Nothing too crazy. It does suck that like it started stuttering a lot during some of the fights. That did get kind of annoying. But what's really worrisome is that this is said to be the better performing game, and Survivor here is said to be a disaster. Like where I think Jedi Survivor is sitting at very positive at 83. Survivor is sitting over here at 68 on mix, and it's never escaped the mix. And if you go check the stuff, it's people complaining about the performance, every day. There's a new review every day complaining about the performance. And I can believe it's probably more demanding, newer game. I gotta say, if this is supposed to be the better game, I'm very worried about this. I've said it before. I'm not going to commit myself to this if it's in horrible shape. If it's in like borderline unplayable shape, I'm gonna, I'm gonna be like, I tried it and move on. So hopefully it's not terrible, but it's sounding like it is. I hope not though, because I mean, the whole end sequence makes me want to see what happens in this one. But I hope not. I hope it's not that bad. But just going back to Fallen Order, it's a great game. It's nice. I think my number one complaint that I would remotely even have with it outside of the performance, if I had to complain about anything, is that I do feel like there is a bit of magnetism to enemies. If that makes sense to you, like for instance, in Elden Ring here, you can run straight past an enemy in a straight line, and the game isn't gonna like hover you towards them. Like kind of put even if you're unlocked, you kind of get like magnet towards them. So like when you're trying to run away from an enemy and you don't want to fight them, the camera, even if you have the option to like not lock onto them and stuff, it kind of zooms in on them even when it's unlocked. That's a bit annoying. Maybe it's just I'm trying to compare like another like actual Souls game to a game that's not really a Souls game, but it borrows elements of Souls. I kind of wish I could just run past stuff. So it makes the combat feel a little bit like weighty. So when you're fighting like a bunch of enemies, it can feel very clustered, trying to just kind of like weave through them a bit. I think that's about the only complaint I really have. Other than that, I think everything's fine. I think the story's nice. Characters are nice. I think Cal does a great job. All the voice acting's pretty good. Nobody's a bad voice actor here. I think all the characters are done really well. It just sucks the performance is bad. That's a shame. In a just world, it'd be nice if EA or Respawn came back and fixed it. That'd be nice. That's about it. That's all I got.
So dance, while I put you in a trance.